Mm-mm-mm. You know for a fact this situation would be different if the roles were changed.
Pascal.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal back at it again with another pop-up video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, The Pascal Show, one word. Hit that like button down below, and let's not forget to crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel right here. And also, please go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there. It'd be greatly appreciated. Anyway, we got to jump into this story because this one's really sad, man. Not going to lie. This one's a sad story. This one really, really just upset me to an incredible amount. But we got to get into this story. This is what the article says. We might have to go through this a lot. Black woman responds after she was accused by Frontier Airline passengers of her white 4-year-old adoptive sister. I mean, this is insane. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, as you see, I have a little bit of a clip as well. We're going to look at that as well. You could see that there's some genuine love there. Like there's some sisterly love going on there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a beautiful thing, you know, that it's a love that transcends all. But let's go. Let's get into the story, okay? An Aurora family's trip to Texas went awry when Dallas-Fort Worth public safety officers confronted a woman accusing her of her adoptive younger sister after passengers on a Frontier Airlines flight raised concerns. This is crazy, y'all. When 21-year-old Lakeyjanay Bailey, who is black, traveled with her adoptive white sister, Olivia, from Dallas to Texas on July 20th, authorities were waiting for them inside the gate by the time they landed at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Bailey told Denver 7 News that the officers approached her and asked her if they could talk. One of the officers turned to Olivia and asked how Bailey was related to her and how Bailey's mother was related to her. Yeah. As it turns out, passengers on the Frontier Airlines flight had raised concerns about human to the staff on the flight, and the airline had requested that officers to respond when they landed. Yeah, man, this is insane. So, in order to confirm pieces of information, officers spoke with Bailey's mother, with a social worker, and with the person who arrived to pick them up from the airport. I mean, they went in. They did their due diligence and then some, y'all. Okay? Bailey said that the people in the airport were watching and whispering as the questioning continued. Do you realize how embarrassing that is? Imagine how embarrassing that feeling she must be feeling is. It's so embarrassing. You're with your adoptive sister, traveling from one place to the other, having a grand old time. She's 4 years old. I'm sure they're bonding and doing little games on the airplane. Maybe the little girl, Olivia, is nervous about flying, or maybe she's super hype and she's just there being a good older sister whilst everyone around them or a few group members, a few people on the plane are sitting there squinting their eyes and just staring at them inquisitively. That's ridiculous, y'all. So let's continue. According to Bailey, the suspicion was fueled by if the roles were changed and if it was a white person walking off the plane with a black person, like a black child, I feel like things would be different, Bailey said. Frontier Airlines, of course, explained in a statement how the confrontation with the officers came about. Now, here's the thing. Before we go into that, yes, I totally agree. If this situation was on the other foot, if this shoe was on the other foot, roles were changed, etc., this would be a completely different situation. This would be a completely different scenario. They would have had a safe flight to and from, no problems whatsoever. They would have just kept it moving. Not a problem whatsoever. They wouldn't have stopped them. They wouldn't have done anything. But of course, since the roles are that she is an older black woman, or she is a 21-year-old black woman with her 4-year-old white adopted sister, all the red flags spark. Because, of course, the dainty young baby, white baby, God forbid. Oh, this black woman's definitely this child. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, y'all. Let's continue, shall we? So, Frontier Airlines does explain in a statement how this confrontation with the officers came about. So, here it is. They say a concern was raised during the flight by another passenger who was sitting near the woman and child and suspected of human trafficking. That passenger approached the flight crew with those concerns and subsequently completed a written report during the flight to document her observations. So while she was in the plane, these two that were just having a grand old time, bonding, enjoying themselves, enjoying their time, somebody was absolutely keeping their eyes on those two, writing out her observations. And I don't know, my inquiring minds would like to know what automatically means that child is being. What are the tell signs? Was this person who was going up to the flight crew saying that Olivia was that person an expert in this thing? Inquiring minds would like to know. Let's continue. According to the statement, the captain on the flight felt obligated to take action and, they say, played no part in the decision to contact authorities. The captain, it says here, the captain was notified and felt an obligation to report the matter. Air travel is one of the most common means of human played no part in the actions of the flight crew who were following established protocols. Now, Bailey said in an interview with Denver 7, I feel bad knowing that we might have to go through this a lot. The family is considering filing a lawsuit against the airline. And I have to say, I most definitely do not blame her or her family for feeling as such. I do have a little bit of a news clip that I want everybody to check out. So let's take a look at this, shall we?
Aurora family had quite the flight to Texas this week. Apparently someone thought they looked quite suspicious together.
Well, they have a good idea about what that other passenger had them so concerned. And today they told Denver 7's Bayan Wang all about it.
I feel bad. I don't know. Knowing that you might have to go through that a lot.
Lakeyjanay Bailey and her 4-year-old adopted sister, Olivia Fry, continue to console each other after their relationship was questioned Tuesday morning at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
I mean, look at that love. You could tell. I need to roll that back just a little bit. Look at that. You see her getting emotional, and this little girl just leans into her, hugging her because she's like, I feel so bad. I feel her pain. My God, this is heartbreaking, yo. This is really heartbreaking. Let's continue.
At Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
There was 2 police officers, and they came up to me, and they're like, we need to talk. Is it okay if we talk to you? He asked Olivia if she knows me, and what am I to her? And then he asked what my mom was to her.
And the questions continued. According to Bailey, officers spoke with Fry's legal mother and a social worker to confirm information. The officers would follow them to baggage claim before speaking with the person who picked them up.
Now, the thing that's really crazy to me, look at this young girl. You know what I mean? Look at these two. You could tell that there's a lot of love and that she's so comfortable being with her. It sounds like she's a really great older sister. You know what I'm saying? And she just loves her unconditionally. And there's a lot of love in this. I mean, seriously. So, what really aggravates me about this whole story is that if the shoe was on the other foot, if the races were reversed, no one would bat an eye. There would never be any question about this situation. It would just be whatever it is. They'd just be like, oh, okay. It's just a bunch of, they're just going on a trip. No big deal. No one would question anything. You know that for a fact. To me, in this situation, it looks like this woman, Bailey, looks like she is really being a really great older sister. And she's got a really great younger sister that looks up to her and does not see But then when they go and they take that flight, all of a sudden does come to play. I'm sorry, I said it, but it's real. Because if you know for a fact, if Bailey was white and Olivia was black, they would not be met at the end of that terminal or, as soon as they get off that plane with a whole bunch of officers asking them a whole bunch of questions. None of those questions would have been asked at all whatsoever. This is sad. This is very sad. This kind of story is something I feel like Olivia and Bailey probably never even thought about in their minds as they're traveling. But now they will always have that seeping, itching feeling in the back of their minds, and that inkling, that weird feeling in the back of their necks, of, am I being watched? Let's do this real quick. They literally had somebody observing every move that they made on the plane. What kind of hell is, what the hell is that? So, and like I said, what is the red flags that show that that little child was being possibly? Inquiring minds would like to know. This story is very sad to me, y'all. Like I said, this girl, that woman, does not deserve this kind of treatment at all. Both of them don't. And now it sucks because this young girl, this 4-year-old girl, is getting a harsh reality of the world and a harsh reality of. I feel like it just happens way too soon. It happens way too early a lot of times. And I feel like in this particular situation, this child did not need to learn about in this particular way. Anyway, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on this whole story? You know what I'm saying? For me, I think it's absolutely heartbreaking because now they have to have that conversation with that little girl right off the bat. Not sitting here saying that conversation wasn't going to happen. Of course, it's inevitable. But at the same time, I feel like those kind of conversations should be done on their own terms, when they're both ready, when they feel like that child is ready for those kind of conversations. Unfortunately, this girl just got the brunt and the harsh reality of the world. Anyway, comment down below, hit that like button, and most definitely crush that subscribe button. It'd be really great to have you part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves, be good to one another, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.